human development reports I find to be a major reference work of knowledge and also of exhortation to governments, to civil societies, to the global community. And I believe it's also done in ways that people can read. It's not a sort of academic or theoretical work. So this is a work that I believe we should welcome, especially in Africa. Through the Union and its constitutive act, that is Constitution, has declared that we must leapfrog into the mainstream of globalization. We are searching for ways and means to leapfrog. And if we would pay attention to this report and use it sincerely, likely we may begin to find the sustainable approaches to development. So I welcome the report, but as I said, my brother has heightened the many cautions that we have to look at. I would add, for instance, that dependency, we tend to be dependent on partners and donors, and so that even as we talk high GDP growth, we do not see the value addition aspects, and we have to look at them. Then we should ask, with the outlined 4 points, which must be looked at to overcome, to achieve sustainability, who is going to ensure implementation? If you talk equity, who is going to ensure we have equity in our societies, including gender balance? If you talk of participation and voice, who would guarantee us that? Or if it's environmental degradation, and also managing demography. It's leadership. And leadership here, I believe, should be shared. It's not just the political president who has just, say, a 4-year term, like my brother had in Nigeria and I had in Ghana. With all the good intentions a man may have, 4 years may not be. You will be scratching just the surface. And so how do you ensure, especially in a multi-party democracy, when you are not sure who succeeds you and who may not share your values and visions, who would ensure that these principles are worked on for us to achieve the sustainability that the report is advising us on? And here, since we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Organization of African Unity, which preached liberation of the continent, which we achieved, political liberation. But as my brother also said, it was just a flash in the pan, the political independence. We found very early on that political independence without economic viability only worsens the situation for the people generally. So, yes, all the points are there, and as I say, the major reference work. But if we do not work to secure good leadership, we won't achieve the good governance that will guarantee this, that we realize these 4 caution points. Equity, to achieve it, there should be a mechanism which would ensure that we all work, say, within a constitution, and hopefully an enlightened constitution, that would recognize the citizen and also give the independence of the judiciary to sustain or uphold one's rights before the courts. If it's participation and voice, without education, and in a complex world, how do you speak up for your rights to be part of it? You are a citizen. The Constitution says power resides in you as a citizen. And yet, towards election, you are induced with a pittance, perhaps a $20 note, and you go and vote for somebody to become president or minister. They don't come back to you. You are not educated. You are not organized. You don't have an NGO or a civil society organization that would be a pressure group and give a voice to you. How do you ensure that you get that? Or if it's the environmental situation. Now in Ghana, there's what we call galamsey, or illegal mining, all over the place. Farms are being cut down for people to move in with excavators to degrade the land. They use arsenic and other toxic material. So even our streams are polluted. And then we talk of carbon credits and things like that these days. Where's the guarantee? The miners come and they are international. Some from the West, some from China. The Chinese are all over the place. We hear there are as many as 1 million Chinese, many of whom are on the continent without proper papers. And they are mining using heavy machines and chemicals and so forth and so on, polluting. So how do we check this? We say there should be reforestation, where we destroy the forests. Where are the seedlings? And where is the money to get them? And then demography. Well, traditionally, a chief, like my brother here, may have as many as 4, 5, 6 wives, may have 20, 30 children.
Don't believe him much.
He's a good man, and I know that he's educated his children very well, excellently, and they are bright. But how many people are like him anywhere on the continent? But the procreation goes on. The populations are growing so fast. I believe you are from Kenya, and Kenya is said to be one of the fastest growing populations, perhaps on the face of the earth, over 3% annually. So how do we cope? And we are a very young population. The average citizen perhaps is no older than 20 years or so old. How do we manage this? And not until we have the leadership that would look at these challenges seriously and to find ways to sort of rally, not just government, but as I said, civil society organizations such as the partners we have, the multilaterals and so forth and so on. So we keep on educating, not only in the classroom, but in all organizations, using our traditional chiefship systems, our religious groups and so forth and so on, for us to know what the real challenges are. And not until we have this, governance will not be good. And if we do not have good governance, I assure you, we won't have rounded development. And so I welcome this report, but to add to what President Obasanjo said, we perhaps should also find ways and means to stress the necessity for good leadership, which would hopefully yield the good governance within whose framework perhaps the solutions can be sustained. So this is what I would say for the time being.